So, today, our conversation is one that we're totally not forced to have at all. Nobody needs to have this conversation. But if you do have it, it's worth it's worth a very big consideration because we do this every day. We're talking about Inhlamba, profanity. And the reason I want us to talk about it is because framing it matters. Inhlamba isn't just like bad words. The word itself carries weight. It signals that something has crossed the line, and that framing, that crossing of a line, is actually the key to everything that I want to say today. So let's talk about why do we use Inhlamba? Because kids, most of us are taught that profanity is a red line, and if it's bunga cross the low line, I'll tell you a story that I don't even remember, but I have reason to believe that the accusation was not falsified. I grew up in a hyper Christian environment, if I could say so. And I think my moral compass is where it developed. You know, especially regarding this little memory I'll refer you to. Awunomncwabo wesihlobo sasekhaya la engangihlala khona. There was a funeral for a relative. That was like I think Baba Mncane, Uncle Mshana to the people who raised me. So somehow, some way, I may have gotten into an altercation with one of the women there. I think if I can justify the crux of the story is I got in trouble because ngathuka umuntu omdala, ngathuka Inhlamba umuntu omdala. Now, me, I don't think I remember interacting with umuntu omdala, but I do remember swearing at somebody. So this person who received this end of my swearing is somebody I didn't regard as umuntu omdala. I think indlela ayiphethe ngayo, I guess, or indlela ayingitreata ngayo, I don't know, but I don't think I swore umuntu omdala. But makuthiwa ngathi Inhlamba ngayo yasuku. I know, that's the day. It makes sense that I might have been there. So maybe umuntu omdala wangizwa ngithuka lo muntu ongangidila naye, because the interaction I think was very. I think she deserved it. That's what I have to say. I think she deserved it. But I got in trouble for that, and I embarrassed the whole family because I used bad words, and our father Umkulu, like I, is a pastor, and he was the one delivering the sermon. So imagine when uyoshumayela lapha ingane ezihamba nawe zithuka Inhlamba, ayibona nje leyo nto nje ayihlonipheki man, ayidefendeki, you know. So I accept those whoopings I got that night. But we here to discuss that, like, what is the purpose of it, and when is it used incorrectly, and when is it used the right amount and the right time? Does you need to read the room? Because if you go back to when we were kids, we didn't swear around adults. As such, I got in trouble, and certainly not in school. I mean, I think there were some penalties associated with using bad language at school. You know, schools that I went to, Risen Sun, Heritage Academy. Yeah, I can attest to that. There was a penalty attached to using bad language. You know, and certainly not at church. Absolutely not in front of your grandma. Oh, not in front of your grandma. Oh no, you know you, Tiki. What you just said, boy? What's in it? And if you did, you know something was coming for you. You know something is you're about to carry it. And it wasn't like unwarranted strictness. There was a reason for it. And I think we all lost that reason somewhere along the way. Today, on the Daily Development Dose, we just touch base with our regular, if not regular, I guess, very, very distasteful experience of Inhlamba. Why does it exist? What is its purpose? And why the way most of us use it today is costing us more than we realize. Let's start with the legitimate case, because there is one. There is a legitimate case. There's research that shows that during a painful moment, like stubbing your toe, nothing is crazy, kuzuka. And also, I wonder, okay, maybe kuzuka when you're a kid is cool. Hey, but more kuzuka dala or the kuzuka lima like zupozo man taibo. What's happening? Like I feel like crying, but now they are seeing me. Anyway, like stubbing your toe, burning yourself. Swearing actually helps you tolerate the pain a little bit longer than using usual words. Like if I kick the table or I just bump my head on a window. Oh my God, that one. Bumping your head on an open window and its corner. Oof, I've gotten the worst of it. And as an adult, it's embarrassing, guys. Thankfully, nobody was there around to see me. Whoever did see me saw me from their private spaces. But oh my God, that is a terrible experience. And a nice fuck kind of helps in that situation, So the research on the use of profanity, it activates a different part of your nervous system. It's like a genuine release valve, and emotionally, profanity carries a weight that ordinary language sometimes just cannot convey. When something genuinely shocks you or breaks you or overwhelms you, the polite word doesn't always hold the size of what you're feeling. Profanity does. I'm not encouraging the use of profanity. If you do not have profanity in your words, I would like to hear you say more fudge and khata patata. Oh my God, nothing makes me laugh as khata patata. If you're Afrikaans and you listen to this, please just comment, tell us, what is the origin of khata patata? Anyway, profanity has its place, and it's a real function. It's a release. It's the language equivalent of a pressure valve or on a boiler, like that. Okay, I'm trying to whistle right now, and I'm fading dismally. Okay, this is a good attempt at whistling, but it does not really convey the message of, or the example of, or the onomatopoeia of a kettle. Swearing is like the equivalent of a pressure valve, like that of a kettle. I.e., when the pressure builds beyond what normal expression can hold, there's a word for it, or a sound in the case of a kettle, which is the whistle. That's not nothing. That's actually valuable. But here's what makes a pressure valve work. It only works if it's used for high pressure. If you open the valve constantly at low pressure, it stops doing its job. The mechanism wears out. And that's exactly what happens when you use profanity in everyday speech. It's been open so often for so little that when the actual high pressure moment comes, when you genuinely need the release, when the word itself needs to carry real weight, it's already been emptied of its power. It crossed my mind how we observed Inhlamba in the communities we grew up in. It was sparing. When an elder used it, a father figure, I'll say so, because I come to between Inhlamba around me, if I think about it. Nobody around me swore. No adult around me swore. There's no adult who was a swearing adult. The only swearing adults I knew are that my old lady there from down the street was always swearing at her kids. And I think she needs help. She needs Jesus or something. That's what I thought. It's just like so far away from me. Thank God, I guess. But you may have experienced this. Mzali, grandmother, or someone generally who never swore. And you noticed them. It told you something. It told you that the situation was genuinely, the situation had genuinely crossed the threshold. And the word carried information. And the information you got from that word was, this is serious, whatever it is. It's beyond ordinary. Either pay attention or really look away. Act like you did not see it, because if you act like you saw it, yeah, you put in the adults in a difficult position to explain themselves now, and they're not going to do that. They're just going to find a reason for you to be in trouble for making them think that they might have to explain themselves. Say, look away. It's gonna be safe. That's the language doing its job. That's profanity in its legitimate role as an exceptional marker for exceptional moments and for an exceptional sense of relief from the tension in the situation. Now, think about how profanity works when it's used in every second sentence, when it fills gaps between thoughts, when it's the default way you express enthusiasm, frustration, agreement, everything. In that context, the word carries nothing. It's just noise. It's just distasteful. It's just crass, depending on what room you're in. With friends, surely it's probably not as distasteful as it could be in the office. You use words like, yeah, not that, nah, fuck that bit. That's all of my bleeps. I'm doing them manually because I'm not advanced in this shit. But anyway, but just the use of those words without any context does the opposite of what it's supposed to do when it is used in everyday language. It flattens the register. And a person who speaks like that sort of loses a tool that they didn't realize that they had. Because when you say fuck that shit, it's that, I wouldn't be alarmed if I heard you say that out loud, if that's how you use it in everyday language. But anyway, I want us to think about how and when we normalized casual profanity. We blurred that line. We made it harder to feel the difference between expressive language and language that damages. And that's what kind of makes it important to be cautious about the use of profanity. Because the most serious harm the Inhlamba can do, the harm that our elders are protecting us from, isn't the swearing itself. It's the desensitization that follows when you stop feeling the weight of what language can do. You become a person who speaks however, who says whatever, whenever, to whomever, without acknowledging the weight of the words that they use. So, when is profanity appropriate at all? My honest view is that it's appropriate if used sparingly and if used privately and for genuine emotional moments. A moment of real pain, a moment of real authentic shock, a situation that genuinely exceeds the load capacity of ordinary language. In those moments, the release it provides is real and is valid, and also, I repeat, to be used cautiously, because you must see who's around. It is not appropriate in professional settings, not because it marks you as unintelligent, because that's one, but because it marks you as someone who cannot read the room and adjust. There's a professional liability regardless of your act. It's not appropriate to use it around children, and that's not because the word will damage them, but because they're still building their map for navigating social contexts, and flooding that map early creates confusion that they'll spend more years unraveling than learning more. And it's never appropriate when it's directed at someone. That's not swearing. That's an attack. That's verbal assault when you direct swearing at someone. What a what's nonk. What's that song if it's in a silly shandis tabang. Song if it's tabang it and it's going keep and it's nonk. It's tugabanye if it's. Anyway, the elders question. In our culture, it's a non-negotiable. No matter how old you are, no matter how many businesses you have, no matter how many cars you drive, you just do not swear around elders. You use respectful language around elders. That respect is what holds our social structures and communities accountable and respectful. The moment you swear at or in front of someone who has earned deference, you've told them something about yourself that is very hard to take back. And that example I made earlier about where I swore and it represented the person who was responsible for holding the sermon for the deceased. You understand the weight of that when used incorrectly? Profanity is a sign of, is not automatically a sign of limited vocabulary or low intelligence. It's been found that even people with strong verbal ability tend to use a full range of language, including the capacity to swear fluently. The difference is that when they use it, it's deliberate and it's selective. It's not a crutch, it's not a filler of silence. It's a specific tool for a specific moment. And that is verbal sophistication. The person who never swears because they genuinely don't need to, and the person who swears sparingly and precisely are both exercising choice. The person who constantly swears without awareness is not. Some of the most harmful language I've come across contain no profanity at all. The bureaucratic letter that dismisses someone's application without acknowledging their humanity. The clinical language that reduces a person to a case number. The political speech that dehumanizes entire communities without ever using a swear word. None of that is Inhlamba by the dictionary. None of that is profanity by the definition of it all. But it does damage and is worth holding because it means that the real moral question around language is not what word is used, but what the words used represent. It's whether the language we use respects the person receiving it. That's the actual line. The reason your grandmother would have washed your mouth with soap is not just a tradition for tradition's sake. She understood that at some level, how you use language is how you move through the world. That people hear your language before you hear your argument. That if profanity is in every sentence, or any sentence for that matter, they stop hearing you, they start judging you, or evaluating your intelligence. The discipline of careful language is also the discipline of being taken seriously. And being taken seriously in a world that still looks for reasons to dismiss you is not a small thing. Profanity exists. It has a real function. Research supports that as a genuine emotional and psychological release in moments that actually need it, it is worth using. But that function is preserved by restraint. The rarer it is, the more it works. The more complacent it becomes, the less it does. And the more it starts to quietly cost you in the rooms that matter. Use it if you need to, avoid it if you can. In the moment that generally calls for it, go for it. Keep it away from children, keep it away from professional spaces, and especially keep it away from elders, and never let it become the way you speak to someone when you want to wound them. Ask yourself, honestly, do you have that kind of range in your language if you're a person who uses profanity casually? Can you walk into any room at any register and be understood and be respected? Because that is the goal. Not perfect language. Not a non-swearer. I don't swear. Back like that's beautiful if you don't. Keep it up. But if you do, understand its virtue. Do you have a full range of language? Do you choose to use it whenever you do as a tool for communication and expression of a serious or an event worth noting? That is the thing that our elders were building in us, even when we didn't understand that lesson. As an exercise, please comment when the last time you used a strong, vulgar, profane word. And what word was it, if you can, and how perhaps do you express your frustration generally, if not about the last moment you experienced a worthy moment to use a profane word or profane language? Leave that in the comments, and then do not forget to smash that subscribe button. We are here every day having real conversations, and you'll be hearing from me again tomorrow. Sayonara.